Players know. Coaches know. That's why he got voted to the Pro Bowl. And the quarterback did.
They don't know. It's all reputation. Well, Zeke, he's the best.
No,
I'll vote for Zeke.
No, Skip, look, Zeke is still a big game back when given the opportunity. But he's not like Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard is one of these scat backs where they can have a monster day and have 10 or 11 catches, 10 or 11 carries. But that's not what Zeke is. Zeke is a workhorse, is a bell cow back. So in other words, the more you give it to him, the stronger he gets down in the end. There's no coincidence that they're 2 and 7 when Dak throws more than 32 times. And they were undefeated when he throws less than that. That's not an accident, Jenny, because, I'm one of these things like...
what's funny about that stat? 32 is a lot of passes.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take 32.
Think about it. They scored the most points. And what was Saturday? Dak had his least passing attempts. He had his least completions. They scored the most points, looked the best. Now I got everybody, even Troy, that left him for dead just a week earlier, said nobody wants to face this team. Let that sink in for just a second. That's not an accident. See, because here's the way I look at it, Skip. Too many coincidences is not a coincidence. Yeah.
So Zeke, I think it's about my turn.
Zeke, Skip, Zeke is still a top-tier back when given the opportunity. But when you fall behind by 21, you fall behind by 24, you neutralize him because that's what you want to do, Skip. You take the ball out of his hands. So he's not effective if you take the ball out of his hands.
Your turn, Skip.
The irony of what the Hall of Famer across from me just said. They got back to who they should be. The truth is, they actually didn't get back to who they should be, who they were. They didn't. They went away from type. They went against their routine. They became completely unpredictable Sunday against the Rams. They took Zeke out of the attack early on. What have I banged the desk on all year about? Bang, bang, bang. I'm sick and tired of seeing Zeke on first down go for 1 yard, 2 yards, -1, 0, 1, 2. Every time I look up, it's 2nd and 9, it's 2nd and 8, it's 2nd and 10. It's hard to play behind the chains, as they call it. So what happened on Sunday against the Rams? Mr. Sharp, they flipped the script. I don't know if it's Kellen Moore, I don't know if it's Jason Garrett, I don't know if it's a combination, but pre-week, building up to that game, they said, let's self-scout. What are we doing the worst? We're handing it to Ezekiel Elliott on first down. What have they done all year? He has the 2nd most first down attempts in the whole league. He averages 17th in yards per rush. So it's going nowhere slowly on first down.
Okay.
So what did they do? The first 8 first downs of the game on Sunday, Zeke didn't touch the ball. The first 8 times they had 1st and 10, he didn't touch the football. They threw it to Witten. They threw it to Amari. Dak ran it for 7 yards. They threw it to Witten. Jet sweep to Tavon. They threw it to Witten. Tony Pollard went 8 yards on a running play that shook him up and shocked him because they had the 2 backs in, so they went the other way, used Zeke as a decoy. And the 8th one, was a throw to Michael Gallup. They were saying, don't give it to Zeke. Let's get going first, then we'll give it to Zeke after that. They flipped the script.
So they didn't hand it to Zeke on first down, but they had 30-plus attempts for 243 yards. So even though they didn't run it on first, they got back to what they did.
They did not get back to who they've been all year because they have been the most predictable first down team in all of football.
No, they got back to what made them successful over the last 3 years, which was running Zeke.
Okay, but not on first down. That's all I cared about. They didn't do it on first down. So here's the man. Right now, Zeke has the 2nd most carries in the whole league. He's 23rd in yards per attempt. Okay, so help me out here. He's not having the kind of year he had before. He is making now $55 million guaranteed dollars.
Skip, you can't
$55 million.
Skip, you can't base things on money because he's making $50 million. He should rush for 2,000 yards.
But I keep telling you, he's not quite what he used to be. So how about 20-plus yard gains?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty big deal for a running back. He has 3 this year. He's on route to, he's going to have a career low. In his rookie year, he had 14 of those.
What do you have next year?
He missed 6 games, but he had 5. And then last year, he had 11.
Right.
This year, he's got 3 with 2 games left.
Right.
3, so something fell off. I kept telling you all year, I'm not seeing the burst. I saw him run angry. I saw him run the best he's run all year against the Rams. So I give you that. But he now ranks 5th in rushing in the league. And that's going to be a career low. His yards rushing is going to be a career low. And he hadn't been in the league that long.
I mean, let us see again. Jenny, the guy going to run for 1,300 yards, and they say, no, he a bum.
Okay, nobody said he's a bum. It's just that he's not what he was the last 3 years.
Skip.
Not what he was.
Skip. Only one guy has more 100-yard games. That's Chubb Rock, Nick Chubb of Cleveland.
Okay, but I'm just saying, we just went 5 straight games in which he didn't have 100 yards until this one. And this one, they got away from how they were utilizing him because when they did the predictable, let's just line up, and it's not even clever or creative. They just line up, and on first down, they say, let's do what Shannon says. Let's feed the beast. Feed Zeke.
Skip.
1 yard, no yards, minus one.
Look at the difference. Kyle Shanahan runs the ball on first down, but it's the way you run the ball. It's the formation and the sets in which you run the ball out of. If you just line up in the eye and just hand it to him, hell yeah, they're going to be geared up to stop that.
Hey,
you got to get creative.
3 guys who have a little burst to them.
But I'm saying, Skip, it also has to do with creativity.
Okay.
I mean, there's no reason. Now, you got 3 guys that made the Pro Bowl offensive lineman. You got a 4th guy that's making a ton of money. So what's the problem?
How many Mondays did I come in here and say, my offensive line got its golden tails whipped?
Exactly.
They could not win the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Okay, and they had 3 guys make it. I don't know. Help me out. I don't know. Reputation.
Well, offensive linemen, Skip, that's why you see a lot of them. That's why you see them to go 10, 12, 13 years, because an offensive lineman can't get stats. It's based on what the running back does and what you because, Skip, when you look at it, you're like, okay, who's on a good team? Who went last year? That's bad, because that's what you do with offensive lineman. It ain't like he catching touchdown passes or running for 100-yard games. So you look at, okay, Zeke's having a good year. Because I'm surprised. Look, because I don't think Seattle had any guys. Carolina didn't have any guys. Those guys got more rush yards than Zeke. Christian McCaffrey is running away with yards from scrimmage, Skip.
Okay.
And he didn't have not one guy.
And Chris Carson's, I looked at his numbers, they're right there with Zeke.
Very comparable.
Right there.
And they didn't have not one offensive lineman.
Okay, but I can use the 1-loss record against Zeke. He's on a team that's 7-7, and Seattle has the #1 seed.
Right.
So if the yards and all the numbers across the board are about the same, shouldn't Chris Carson go to the Pro Bowl?
Hey,
you could.
You can make that case for him. But I think the thing is, the coaches and the players says, I'd rather face Chris Carson than face Zeke Elliott.
Okay, they probably do. Okay, that's reputation. And that's what he was, but he hasn't been. Maybe he's come back to that now. Or maybe they've figured out how to work him in on second down or the second down.
Well, your guy got a reputation because you remember his rookie year, he went to the Pro Bowl. So your guy has a reputation. Your quarterback has his quarterback has a reputation because he went to the Pro Bowl as a rookie. He was Offensive Player of the Year as a rookie. So he has a reputation. So this notion that he does not have one.
Well, he went to the Pro Bowl as a 3rd-year player.
Okay, then. So he has a reputation. So in other words, but
he has a reputation from Shannon Sharp of inaccurate.
Why you put that on me?
I don't know.
Why
Everybody says that.
I didn't say that.
I mean, everybody's questions his accuracy. I got it. It's not just you.
All I'm saying is that I do not believe Zeke. Now, is Zeke going to rush for 1,600 yards? Probably not. But see, Skip, when you have such great success early, if you just measure Eric Dickerson by his first 2 years, he was terrible. He rushed for almost 4,000 yards in 2 seasons. He went 1808, went 2105. Well, we're never going to see that again in the first 2 seasons, Skip. So if you just measure ED by that, and ED, you were terrible the rest of your career. But you can't do that. You can't measure Zeke. Say, well, he went 1606 his rookie year, missed 6 games, almost led the league in rushing again, led the league. But and if you don't lead the league every year, he could terrible. No, you can't do that.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
If you give him by far the most money any running back has made in the history of this league, you should expect the same yardage you got in his best year.
Well, hold on. Well, Tom, when the last time Tom had a 50-touchdown season?
Okay, simple as this. Do you think Zeke has run as hard and as effectively this year?
I believe he's run as hard. I believe the opportunities are few and far between because they fall behind. Plus, you've admitted that the offensive line has been getting their royal tails kicked more often than you're used to seeing.
Okay, but I've told you from the start, Zeke hasn't even looked in shape to me. It looked like he was running in Cabo sand.
He's in shape.
And all of a sudden, he had to play his way in shape, and it's horrifying to me that it took all the way to game